Hello, everyone. My name is Maria Calderon-Marrero, and I'm a senior at Cornell University. And this summer, my YSP project focused on communicating astrobiology through video science communication, and I work with doctors Aubrey Zirkle and Craig Walton from SciWorthy. I started off this summer with the amazing science writing training offered through SciWorthy, and here's just a Google Doc of some of the lessons I took away. And these range from general science communication tips to specific tips for writing for SciWorthy. And you may have seen some of these lessons and tips through Aubrey's workshop on science communication. And as someone who has never received any formal training on science communication or science communication writing, this was very helpful and informative and helped me write my first article for SciWorthy. I based this article on a study in astrobiology about how rocks near hot spring systems can preserve lipid biomarkers. And the study found that they could be detectable with current rover technology on Mars. So if you want to read it, you could scan the QR code or just go on the SciWorthy webpage. Using what I learned, I tried to apply those lessons directly to my article wherever I could. For example, I used a punchy title to kind of draw the reader in. I focused on storytelling, which I think is really central and important in astrobiology. I tried to limit the jargon where I could and explain key terms in simple language to make the science accessible to everyone. And I always tried to keep the reader in mind with short, clear paragraphs that could be easily read on a mobile device. And I really enjoyed writing this article and the process of telling a story to communicate science, especially in astrobiology, which is a field I love. So after this, the main part of my project was conducting a lit review on astrobiology and video science communication. I think astrobiology is such a great opportunity to communicate science because of its interdisciplinary nature. You can connect so many different fields, take so many different angles, and people often get excited about aliens and the search for life in the universe. So it's a natural way to capture the viewer's attention and get them excited about the science going on behind the scenes. But in my research, I also noticed there's kind of a gap, as there isn't much of a focus on video science communication strategies for astrobiology, especially through TikTok, which is such a popular format these days for video science communication. It's very accessible, low cost, easy to use, and very widely used today, especially by young adults. And through this lit review, I also noticed that there's a challenge with astrobiology. As astrobiology, draws this strong public interest, a lot of it comes through over sensationalized headlines, and these can often overpromise or speculate too much of the science, which can create false expectations in the public. So from my review, I learned how important it is to kind of balance that excitement with accuracy, especially in astrobiology, which I think should be done also in videos as well. So I'm also applying the lessons I'm learning through my lit review to the video I'm working on to complement my article. Some of the general strategies I've been using are being relatable, using narrative framing to tell the story, keeping an authentic voice, and I've also been experimenting with animations and visuals to keep the audience engaged. Specifically for astrobiology, I found that using strong visuals like images from JWST or analogies is very effective, as well as highlighting the interdisciplinary connections between the different sciences, and also connecting the science to to the viewers themselves. For example, you can use Mars analog environments to kind of connect the reader to Earth. And for TikTok, it's really important to take advantage of the platform itself using memes or short explainer videos. I found that aiming for slightly longer videos, over 60 seconds, which doesn't seem like long, but it's long for TikTok videos, can help boost more engagement. And it's also really important to show the human side of science, to talk about the stories of researchers and bring the viewer into the science itself and to make them feel part of the science. And that can really help with engagement and viewer interest. And here's a screenshot of some of the storyboarding I've been working on. And I'm really trying to keep these lessons in mind as I create my video to go along with the article. Thank you all for listening. I had a great summer through YSP, and I'm excited to continue working in astrobiology science communication. Thank you so much.